Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is the main event that you guys been waiting for. Back again here at the Algambo Esports. We are here waiting for those 16 registered team to see who takes the spot right here. So with that, let's see what we have. I'm your caster PT. I will be joined by Sarah very soon. She'll be back. Don't worry about that. But other than that, let me say about the matches that we have in our hands now. It's going to be quite interesting given the fact that there were 16 teams who have registered, and on top of that, these are the teams right here up for a good amount of practice out of their hands, and on top of that, they want to make sure that they have the best. So let's see. We have Astral Reaper versus Zerovault. Soon we'll be diving into the drop, and we will be able to see what kind of with. And also don't forget, all the 16 teams will be playing today. It's the day number one, and on top of that, it's gonna be best of one. So the best of one team is gonna be a bit iffy given the fact that you mess up here, it's just gonna be tata bye bye and you just going home. So let's see. Other than that, let's go. The draft has been, presented right in front of us. Looks like Zerovault will be onto the blue side. Now, when you are on a blue side, you do get a bit of a advantage of picking up one hero that is such a hero that is overpowered, or maybe a comfort hero that could work very well into your hands. So I do want to see Zero Volt picking such heroes. Maybe is it going to be a Sora, or is it going to be a marksman such as the Claude? I am kind of curious to see where the Claude stands as of now into the meta. So let's see if that be comes up in the ban, or is it going to be picked up? Other than that, Zushin Freya very well. Wasn't expecting a Zushin from the blue side, like given the fact that they could have gone for it if Astral Reaper, if they forgot about that. But okay, they are not going for that ban. You got the Claude getting banned as well. That is also looking quite good. And on top of that, I do want to see something like the Sora getting banned. One is going to be the best of one series. And with that, I do believe we have Sarah on board with us. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Okay, okay. Oh, never mind. She'll be back. Don't worry. But other than that, a Claude out of the way, carry out of the way. Carry was quite expected. Now I do want to see how the gold lane's gonna be. Is it going to be the fighter gold lane that we are looking for, or is it going to be a you know a proper marksman? Now again onto the marksman. I do feel like we do have a chance of seeing the Granger up in the front, or maybe, come up with the CC. So let's see. Other than that, we do have the Yuzhong getting banned. Understandable. EXP lane, very good hero. So that's going to be there. And I think this is the last time I'm going to believe Sarah is here.
Yep, yep.
Hello,
Hello, is it
Sarah.
audible properly?
Yes, you are. And how are you?
Oh, well, just keeping up with life somehow, I believe, and things have been really hard. But I guess it is what it is. But let's just say this game, it looks a bit interesting because look at that. It's going to be a Zacian, the first pick already.
Yep, now that's definitely interesting. I was thinking something like a Sora coming up, but that's not the case. Now, Astral Reaper does have the chance to pick up something like that, but on top of that, they need something to get the control back. Now, again, Zaytian gives such a good control during those team fights, and her ultimate, that just split second that you have to dodge, or you have to be in a very uncomfortable position. You have to look out for that. But other than that, Astral Reaper, look at that, going for a strong picks.
Yep, that's gonna be a Sora Grok pick coming in from the red side, the AstralxReaper team. However, Zero Volt here really needs to think this through, and the problem is just going to be that since they have a Zacian, it is going to be a major problem because she is a bit immobile. And so obviously they need to think this through and pick up some frontliners which can actually counter the Sora. And that's going to be quite possibly a Khalid pick that we can see.
I do want to see something like that coming up as well, but here you go. And on top of that, you're just, putting up a bit of HP, a taker, heroes, damage dealer. So that is also working out very well. YSS, one hand, I feel like it's going to be a hyper YSS, the juggler, but there is a quite a bit of a chance to go for the flex as well.
That's what. And now we see the Shen, a very standard jungle pick, and that's the best situation you could possibly have. And honestly, Shen in the gold can be flexed as well. But for now, we see the X-Borg pick coming in, quite possibly a counter for the Sora on the EXP. But then again, the Sora could be forced on towards the, what is it called? The gold lane. Of course, Sora Gold is a big situation, and the export towards the EXP is a bit of a weak pick in the current meta, but let's see how that works out.
So let's see. I was expecting a Farsa right here. Understandable. You have the Zetian in front of you. Pick up the Farsa. You do create a space for you and your team. But at the same time, Zetian has the ability to pause, not exactly pause, but actually just wipe out her ultimate. So if Zetian times it very well, now here her timing gonna be very, very important for Zerovault. So curious to know. But back again towards the banning, very quickly diving in, they have gone in for such tanky picks from both the sides, along with an Ixia. Now, Ixia, a bit, 50-50. I feel like Zero Volt have done their homework.
That's what. The bans are actually looking pretty good here. Ixia Fredrin is not, I mean, Fredrin is okay, but Ixia is not so common in the current scenes, but I guess it's just a comfort ban for these people because we know the, Mumbai server and Delhi servers, they love the Ixia Digi combo, and I think they kind of just want to deny that. So for now, gold lane, a lot of options open, especially the Claude. I believe, no, the Claude is banned out. My apologies. So definitely they need to kind of push the Sora towards the gold lane, or they would later on need to pick up something like the Esme gold, or maybe the Lapu Lapu gold, or even the Yuzhong gold. But Yuzhong is banned out, so that's ruled out, of course. Let's see how it works out for these people right now, but looks decent so far.
Definitely. And with
Yeah.
that, we do have a Benedetta pick. Now, it's a long time no see. I literally put my votes right here because this is one of the picks that I have not seen in such a long time. So I do want to see how the Benedetta is going to work out for the side of Team Astral Reaper. But at the same time, against a Xborg, I have a feeling that this Xborg is an EXP.
Yep. The Benedetta is also kind of a, niche pick that comes in for these kind of teams. And technically speaking, they need to just focus out a little bit towards their draft here. I believe the Sora, Bene, both of them can just go into either of the lanes. And the problem is just going to be the fact that, they just go in for those picks here and there. But let's see how it works out overall.
Oh, onto the other side, very quickly jumping in. They got the Harriet onto their hands along with the Trigreal. Now, very strong crowd control coming in from the side of Team Zero Vault, which is really looking good. But Astral Reaper, they now need to pick something just to stop them, just to make sure that the back lanes will be protected. Now, again, picking up a Benedetta, they are kind of denying themselves with a little bit of an, EXP dominance that they were looking for. Again, let's just say it's just, Exborg versus Benedetta. I would still put my votes under the hands of the Exborg, not a Benedetta. One, obviously it's out of meta. Two, Benedetta, I feel like a bit squishy unless you don't if you don't know how to play. So I want to see how Sky is gonna have a time on in the EXP lane.
That's what I kind of find the red draft a little bit better because of the scaling that they have. They have a utility mage in the mid lane and a magic damage goal laner. So definitely that's a good balance of the magic damage they have. While onto the hands of Astral Reaper, it's just a Farsa with her single burst. So it's a good decision overall that the Farsa works out. But onto the hands of Zerovault, textbook wise, they have a slightly better draft. So let's see how the game works out because for now things are looking pretty good. But I believe we are into the land of dawn, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the first game of the day presented to you by Algambo Esports, and we will be having a lot of fun in this one.
Let's go, let's go. Now again, both the teams are ready for the best of one series, so let's see. And crazily enough, Sarah, both the teams need positioning. So it's just gonna be the battle of position. You position well, you will be protected, you will be having a bit of a time. Okay, there you go. This is what I was talking about. Tigreal trying to drag you down.
Yep, that's going to be a very early aggression coming in from AstralxReaper, and they are definitely dealing as much damage as they possibly can. And that is actually looking well for them as well, because the more pressure they create in the early game is better for them, because they don't have a late game insurance against the Harith. So the momentum they create before the first two turtles is going to be actually defining the entire game for them.
That's true. That's true. And on top of that, I am curious to see what kind of a dominance that they are going forward for, given the fact that there is no first blood yet. Now, Sky yet to become a level 4. That's going to be, I think, going to be a bit slow gank onto the top lane. So let's wait and watch how they will be trying to prioritize because it's just 20 seconds left.
Yep, it's still very early to say how it goes, and the entire the game is going to defined on how the Harith farms up, and the way he farms is going to be the major challenge because he does have the escape skills, but end of the day the problem is going to be the mid laner, the Zacian ultimate, Fury of the Phoenix, how it lands onto the enemies, and then look at the Feathered Airstrike, though it's dealing a lot of damage onto the Zacian. Obviously, the Zacian is countered, considered a counter for the Farsa, but here, I believe in the early game, the Farsa is going to be a, more mobile choice. Yep. And welcome back to the game. That's going to be a failed tech charge altogether. But the stun's coming in from the turret, the Yisun Shin. And she is definitely trying to be escaping from that situation, both the Zacian as well as the Yisun Shin. But onto the bot side, a lot of pressure onto the tower itself. Absolutely a good domination coming in from the red side right now. And look at the instant replay. The Sora going in for the engaged, but I mean, they did it so well. They went in for the engage. They kind of failed at it, but then the red side just charged back. The tech charge was used defensively here, but I mean, end of the day, the blue team and the red team, they made it fairly equal, even though the goal lead is tending towards the red side for now.
That's true. Look at them. Okay, once again, Zayden being targeted, looking quite low. That will be Wolfie for you, taking down the Sky in that manner. But wait a minute, how is this one taking up 3 kills already and he's on a killing spree. That is definitely crazy. Looks like Flicker will be blown out of by Huang. And on top of that, the lasting insanity comes in now in the manner that he gets interrupted and will be taken down. That's Tornado for you. But the turtle is up. Now it's gonna be how Sky trying to get ready for the turtle because he's also a bit behind on his farm.
Exactly so. Obviously, the red team, as we can see, is leading it out for now. And this team, look at the engage coming in. That's going to be an amazing ultimate coming in from the Yisun, but then the Benedetta turns it around with the Petrify and the ultimate. Sora gets a kill up top in a 1v1. Like we said, the golden matchup Sora is actually a very good pick. But here, look at the Farsa trying to create some pressure onto the X-Borg, but unfortunately the implosion comes in just a little too late for the X-Borg to try and finish them off, and he will also have to be using his flicker on just to escape, which means a lot of resource wasted and the red team just gets the lot into their hands.
Now that is definitely a good advantage on hands. That how you are, piloting yourself in those, team fights. Now this is really looking good, given the fact that taking down turtles will give you a bit of a goal and putting down so pressure in the bottom lane. Edgeburg is not having his time. Look at that. Love Praga armor already blown up. He's getting interrupted. They come along as well, trying to come up with implosion, but Babu as well as Sky just gets interrupted by the Satan, just making sure that they are trying to get out as quickly as possible. Now that Sora also tries to jump in, I believe his position a bit crazy, trying to make sure that this YSS will be going down, not looking quite low. Existence to Topi, make sure to take down members one by one. They go inside the turret, giving this Benedetta a double kill, and possibly with this turret as well. Oh, okay, turret. No turret for that so far. It looks like another, Farsa's ultimate. It's just the finisher right here. So far looking quite good into the hands of Team Astral Reaper. They are able to pick up cues on how Zerovault is coming up with the problems. They themselves, like position wise, I feel like they have to make sure to get it on very quickly as possible because they are the ones losing turrets as of now.
Exactly so, and I believe that the red team is definitely
At them, they are trying to gear up for fight very quickly.
like these network issues are so hard to predict, but AstralxReaper 4,000 goal lead nearly. It's a 4.3, 3.3 to be exact. But right now, the gold lane is definitely a winning lane for them. But the side of Zerovault, they need to find the Harriet some space if they want to come back into this game.
That's true. That's true. They have given the space, but I feel like now is the time for the Harriet to jump into the team fights very quickly. But okay, there you go. Huang all alone comes up with an implosion. Such a beautiful flow go Zetian with the Phoenix of Fury, just making sure. But at the behind of the scene, Sky just giving them the gold that they are needing, proceeding towards the mid lane as quickly as possible. But looks like Harriet will be coming into the team fights a little bit slow, given the fact that the Babu goes in. There you go. He almost makes it out alive, but no, it is not in his cards as of now. Sky, on the other hand, he's trying to evade that lasting insanity. Wolf all alone though, is it a good position? I feel like he's gonna get interrupted, but Sorin looking quite low. It's just one shuriken blade away, but now Wolfie with a basic attack takes it away.
Definitely here. Oh, look at the Tigreal. A very smart escape coming in from him with the flicker. I was still using up the shadows. Doesn't really have a Sky Piercer onto him for the kill secure, but the Grog. Oh my goodness, the Grog just gets it with one pass of it, and then the ultimate coming in all at the same time. Definitely AstralxReaper here showing why they are a bit of the superior team here. They have been dominating since game one. The pressure being created does show up. The Harriet, as much as he would have liked to farm up, it hasn't been so visible. But So far, so good, I believe, for them, and it has been going smoothly enough for other teams. But the damage output from these teams, look at the burst, that wall was so smart. But then Zacian will be using up the Fury of the Phoenix, but Vendetta will be there to finish her off. Implosion comes in on two people, but the Harriet doesn't really have the ultimate to try and escape. Babu will be taking up a lot of damage, but then the Hayabusa of the quad shadow kill finishes the Harriet off right away.
Let's go look at them one by one. The turrets are falling down. Now this is going to be Astral Reapers game. Given that if they are on this phase now, Lord though, the first Lord. I have seen a lot of teams making a bit of a mistake that they always go in for the Lord. They take it down for themselves and then go for a fight, and that fight doesn't work in their favor. If that's the scenario that we are looking here, I won't be surprised. But I do want to see, a different outcome coming in from both of the teams. But look at that. That's just a bit of a lot of damage coming in from Wolfie already. The map control that they needed, Astral Reaper has it.
Exactly so. And right now, Zerovault can't really find anything. The Harriet is as a 0-5-2. That's like the worst possible situation to be in for a Harriet. Like, in this late game phase already. It's late game considering the fact that there are practically no towers left. Only the tier 2 on towards the mid is their way of hope right now. And AstralxReapers are leaving no chances. The Vendetta and the Farsa are very on point with their ultimates. And it looks extremely promising for them to try and get those, damage outputs. And especially the Harriet and the Zacian are getting marked every single time. So obviously speaking, they are targeting down the correct heroes, and that is exactly why they have nearly 6,000 gold lead right now.
Let's go. Let's see what will happen. The Lord's gonna march in very quickly. Now, with this Lord, I do believe Astral Reaper will be able to take down at least one inhibitor. With the first Lord, if you're able to take down two inhibitors, that just works out so well in your favor, and you do maintain that stats that you have already in your hands. So I do want to see them trying to synchronize the lane. Looks like the top and the bottom there's like a massive wave that's just gonna come in, while tornado also trying to come up, but Wolf will be taken down. That is Zerovault's time to shine. Look at that, they took down the main members, but Existence to OP also takes down the gold laner, so this is also a bit iffy on both the sides. Lord marching in, looks like the holy shield will be taken off. There is a bit of a chance that they mid lane, but with House Sorin as well as YSS moving around, I feel like that's a bit impossible as of now.
The Grok is even doing a good job of actually slow pushing the minions with his walls, and they have been used up really accurately every single time. And even the Hayabusa, the Sky actually, as far as I remember, is very good onto the Hayabusa. He has had a few titles before as well, and it kind of shows into his gameplay. 4-3 and almost at full build is going to be making up the BOD. Has the Sky Piercer now, so technically should be able to finish up at least the squishies before a team fight, even begins, try to get a pick off here and there. The Ascension does pick up on the BOD first though, but he has only 4 items while the Hayabusa has 5. So that kind of speaks about the goal difference as well, despite the Ascension and the Hayabusa being nearly at same goal. But ironically enough, the Grok has more farm as compared to the Farsa, while all the rest of the members of Team Zerovault are lying in the 6 to 7k range, which is actually dragging them behind for now.
That's true. And as you are in YSS, you need your farm to be quite high in compared to your enemy jungle. But looking at this score, he is trying to get there. He is very close, when I talk and try to compare it with Sky. But at the same time, there you go, a bit of a dash coming in from the Harith, just making sure he is positioning well. I already mentioned it, and that is going to be quite important. How these teams, position themselves, and how we have been seeing how Astral Reaper has been taking advantage of that. They're just deploying the Sora, the Benedetta as much as possible towards the back lanes, while the TTL is much focused on trying to repel the Grok.
That's what you need to poke down that Grok, actually take him down before the team fight, because once the tech charge lands, you've got no way to escape it. Zacian and Harith are actually the two best picks against a Grok. You've got a lot of immunity, you've got a lot of range, and you've got a lot of poke. So I really doubt why it is not working out for them. And one of the major conditions, of course, is going to be the Benedetta as well as the Farsa and the Hayabusa at the same time. They have been poking down the Harrod so many times. Poor thing that 6 deaths and only 2 assists, which means that he definitely does not have the farm which he would have wanted.
Pressures is building up with how the minions are coming in, but at the same time, the Lord is also now with the Lord is going to be going absolute defense. They have to make sure to take down Wolfie once again, and if they do manage to take him down, that's going to be absolute of a good defense that they could give in. But let's wait and watch.
Yep. As far as things go, the Lord is going to be charging down the bottom lane. The lanes are well synced this time. The Sora still has the Flicker and the Cloud ultimate, and they would be looking for a possible engage once the minions are cleared up. Hayabusa as well looking for an opening on Zacian or the Harrod if possible, just trying to mark down the backline as much as he can. Benedetta here looking for a setup with her ultimate as well as the Petrify at the same time, but thankfully the Lord has been cleared out. Hayabusa emphasis out on the Shadow will be targeted down by Zacian's ultimate as well as the decision at the same time, but he has enough ability to walk out of that situation.
Oh, look at them trying to charge in. There you go, Tigreal getting pushed and pulled. A bit of a damage onto him. Now into the coming from AstralxReaper, because they also are well aware that putting a lot of resources on the Tigreal that just leaves them quite open and vulnerable. So they are gonna go in a bit of a pause and try to see if the members. Okay, wait a minute, I do see Sky trying to go in, but Flicker will be popped off from this habit, just making sure that he won't be having the death, one more death on his hands. Other than that, Astral Reaper playing it quite slow. They know they have a bit of an advantage to take in with 1 minute left for the Lord.
They are just going to wait it out, I feel, because they don't even need to engage at this point. The Farsa trying to match up with the Sora ultimate, but oh, there we go, an implosion along with the Fury of the Phoenix as well as the last of insanity right onto the Sora, and Grog does manage to flicker out, but Sora could not. He does not have that much of resilience onto him. I think he does not have the top boost, is going to be the main reason, but there we go, another Petrify comes in. Harrod, they taking in quite some amount of damage, but there we go, the damage from the Farsa is actually more insane than we thought. Tigreal trying to interrupt, but Wolfie will manage to find that kill onto the Assumption. One goes in to save another, but ends up dying instead of the another. What an irony in this situation.
1 for 1, that is definitely looking quite good. But at the same note, there you go, instant replay coming in. How these members were trying to come up with a situation now. That was quite, a fight that we have just seen. But other than that, I think Wolfie is definitely a threat right there for Zerovault, and they have to make sure to target him if they do get their opening that they are looking for.
That's what. And for now, Red Team, they're looking very strong. Doesn't have to be any kind of issues for these people. And they are definitely not thinking about, forcing the tower. They're just gonna wait for the Lord. And they have the lead as well to do that. So technically speaking, they just need to sit and chill and sing down the minions is all they need to do here.
Let's see. Now, is this the lot that's going to decide the fate of Zerovault? Is this a lot that they'll have to defend once more, trying to make sure to stay and try to capitalize if AstralxReaper makes a mistake? As of now, both of them both of the teams just trying to make sure that the lane does gets interrupted, because AstralxReaper are really good on lane synchronization. And look at that, they did manage to bring in the mid, the top, as well as the bottom quickly as possible.
That's what the Lord is going to be charging in now. Hayabusa does get the ultimate, but he's also quite low. Has to run back before damage. The implosion can be a good setup here if he manages to get it. Flickers in, but will get the implosion on only one person. High key, unfortunate. Benedetta, meanwhile, means to the back line. Uses of the Petrify, doesn't have the CC immune anyways, and right now trying to escape. Tech charge comes in onto 3 people. But AstralxReaper, they kind of miss out on their synergy here. Wolfie gets taken down. 2 damage healers are out. Sora is getting targeted as well, and he will be falling down too to the Harriet this time. Zerovault again, they pull off an amazing defense. The Hayabusa targeting the backline as much as possible, but can he escape is the question. I think he can. It's just a Hayabusa after all.
That's true. Look at them. Not aim for the side of AstralxReaper. Look at them. They're all quite a few members, and that is not working out. The more that they extend, I feel like the more the ground that they had, they are losing at the same time. YSS, I do believe, is also farmed up, but now he needs to make sure to work it through with the Tigreal. Look at that. Styles making an appearance with the quad shadow, but lucky Cyclo, one more shot, and that is YSS for you. That takes it away. Tornado left all alone, but they know the backup's coming.
Absolutely. So Zerovault here might just be pulling off that amazing comeback we were talking about. Again, the Benedetta dives right into his own death. Sora here trying to reach the X-Borg, but the X-Borg will flicker out of that dangerous situation, managing to stay alive for another day. But right now, AstralxReaper, what can they do to get their lead back? Or is Zerovault really going to take this match away? That's going to be a fast slot coming in from their side. The damage from the Harith and the Zacian are definitely hitting hard right now, especially over the Grog, because the Grog is very vulnerable towards magic damage. As much as physical damage he has, he can't tolerate all those magical sparkles hitting him every now and then. But the lane advantage is still into the hands of AstralxReaper, so maybe if they go in for a split strategy, it would be very useful for them.
Let's see if they do or not. Now they'll have to come up. Okay, Sky looking quite down once again, but he has his immortality. But no, that was just not enough. Why is Ruby taking away a kill? A bit of a topic coming in from the tornado. Will be just making sure that Instinct will be losing his life. Wang all alone. He knows the Harriet is there along with the flicker. 3-man knockup. That's looking quite good, but another person almost losing their immortality and almost their life. But flicker was there on such a right point. But Sorin, though, he made such a good call that he did not go to the team fights. He is capitalizing on the turrets because he is well aware that the turrets is gonna give him that win that they were looking for.
So Farsa again trying to clear out the minions with the Predator strike, and Nisumshin is the only one who is trying to, push forward. But oh no, the Sora kind of misses out onto that last dash, but definitely that's going to be a good amount of chopper coming in on point. Tigreal again tries to go in with the dash, but now the Grok is going to be caught out low. Yisushit manages to finish him off. That sustain is not coming in any useful, but the holy burst coming in from the far south thanks to lightning chunk in X-Borg. A man with an Athena gets taken down so easily.
Okay. AstralxReaper, this guy is bit, trying to navigate towards the back lanes, and he is failing to do so. So there's going to be a bit of a problem. Like, Grok is definitely providing that space a bit later than how Sky wants it. So that is definitely proving a bit of a problem right there for this Hayabusa. So let's wait and watch how they are trying to spice up the stuff as quickly as possible. But other than that, Zerovault is definitely looking good for a good comeback.
Yep, they are looking very good indeed. A 4 versus 4, and the Lord coming up in 5 seconds. Who is going to take it out? Who is going to make the last mistake of this game? Both the teams have equal vision at the Lord. They've got their zones in. Hayabusa trying to poke out on the Tigreal, baits out his flicker, which is a very important resource being wasted. And he's walking into something very dangerous right now. The Yisunshin is right there for the backup, so technically it's fine for now. Harith as well in a vulnerable position. He gets spotted though. Benedetta already very, very low, will have to run off from that situation. Hayabusa trying to find the Harith, but he dashes away from the shadow. So technically, Zerovault managed to gain their lead at the river area, but the Benedetta as well as the Tigreal both are going to be caught out low into this team fight.
Let's go, let's go. I have a feeling that this is the Lord that both the teams is just gonna make or break. Huang looking quite low. He doesn't have his immortality, but he does get stopped up, makes the implosion call, walks with instinct, along with the YSS. Wolfie in a very safe position, but no, that doesn't matter given the fact that Babu will be taken down into the front lane. Such a good call from Huang right there, but he has to try to make sure that he is surviving. Look at that, it's too OP on a chase for Huang, but oh, wait a minute, there you go. Freeze will be used up by the YSS. Members are an absolute wipeout. Zerovault, they have done it. Are they going to go in for the Lord, or are they just going to, try to go towards the top lane?
They can definitely try and just end this because it's like at least a 25 seconds onto the clock, and they've got the Harith, they've got the Yesunshin, they've got 3 cannon minions onto them. So obviously they should be going in for the lot. I don't know what they would be waiting for, but look at that. Zerovault pulling off absolutely something miraculous, but oh my god, this is going to be AstralxReaper throwing away their chances at a victory, and Zerovault reigning supreme, pulling off a wonderful comeback despite being at a loss at the beginning.
Crazy match indeed from both the sides. No, I wasn't expecting Zerovault to, give such an amazing defense. They were the one team that did not get lords onto their hands. The maximum amount of lords were there into the hands of Team Astral Reaper. Look at that instant replays coming up, and this is going to be one of the match highlights. How Astral Reaper were fighting back, trying to take down members as quickly as possible. But I feel like all the credit should definitely go to Instinct as well. His, Instinct as well as Huang, they made such quick decisions under pressure, which I really loved.
That's what performing under pressure is going to be the main factor here. AstralxReaper, they got cornered towards the late game and they lost it out. Fortunately enough, Zerovault didn't fumble. And I guess despite being at a 0-6-2 in the early game, coming up to a 4-6-11 from that kind of shows why Mr. Nari is at India number 25 Harith. So I guess props to him for that. But unfortunately, I don't know what to say to AstralxReaper. They were leading so well, but end of the day, it didn't work out for them. And Zerovault just came out on top.
That's true. And being the best of one series, this is going to be the result. You have to go home. And looks like a team, Zerovault, will be pushing forward to the round number 2.